So this here is a R.U.S.T freighter. It's basically just a storage ship, a cargo ship, excuse me. And it's got like a bunch of assemblers on it. It does have some guns on it too though. And I'm just gonna try going straight for this thing. I've captured like 5 or 6 of these before. Start getting shot at here, it's fine. Kind of overshot the speed there. We're still getting shot at. Don't sit still if you're within like 800 meters. Got a auto dampen to it. Might be just out of range here. And we need to come in from the bottom here. The front is kind of shaped like a bowl with a lid. And I'm like too close here. But the front is shaped like a bowl, and you want to come up from the bottom of the bowl here. And you gotta auto dampen to it, or else you're gonna wreck. And you essentially want to come right in
Low health.
the front here, and we're on just like that. And it's basically game over for this thing right here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit save just in case something stupid happens. Let me make sure I'm recording here. Okay, we're recording. Give it just a sec to recover. The first thing we're gonna break on this is the storage container. This way we have a place to put the components for when we tear things down. It comes with some resources. And then this here will be a bit of a pain to get through. Hopefully we won't run out of power before we get to what it is we gotta get to. Watch your speed there on the bottom left. Because there's a chance that the ship will just take off here, and I don't need to fully repair this. Alright, there's going to be an interior turret in here on the left. Yeah, okay, so it looks like we're already... It's already starting to accelerate. And that turret is right there. Gonna remove this passage door. And basically you're just gonna have to run up on this thing and instantly take it out. So here we go. It can't move while you're grinding it. It can still shoot. If we had the high level grinder, it would like immediately fail. And I think it's because of the sensor on this thing that it wants to fly away.
Energy low.
Energy low. Okay. Gotta get to the control seat here so we can turn off the turrets. And it's just gonna keep accelerating until we take control of this thing and turn the rear thrusters off. But this is honestly like a great early game find. Alright, now we need to go in the K menu here. We need to go to thrusters. We can't control this group. We're just gonna delete this group. And we're gonna group everything. Or actually, we're gonna group everything that is forward thrust. All these are forward. We're gonna grab all those. We're just gonna call them bow thrust. We're gonna hit save. Now we have a group for these. We're going to go in the G menu, go to group. We're going to drag this down. Toggle on and off. And we need to avoid those asteroids there, which the forward thrusters are stuck on. Alright, now we're going to turn around and kill our momentum here. Just leaving those on. And then, let me see here, which one of these was the turrets? Alright, so if we hit one, then just turn off the turrets. We don't have to worry about them shooting anymore. And it's going to take like 2 or 3 lifetimes to actually slow down here. Now there's a chiropod chamber on this ship. And chiropods can heal you and get you the oxygen and stuff up. But what you can also do, since this has the same amount of medical components as a survivor kit, you could switch this out for a survival kit instead. Be careful with your hydrogen. There is no hydrogen on this ship whatsoever, so you can't fill up your hydrogen. So if you run out, you're out. I'm gonna delete this program block. Watch your speed, because I turned the ship around, and so we're gonna slowly just lose speed, right? Well, what I want to do is when it gets around to the mark that it's almost zeroed out. Now I control this remote control. I want to go turn the forward thrusters off. And we'll say leave it at like 50 meters a second. And you also don't want to park this thing. Let's see, it's taking a little while to slow down here. You want to park this thing outside the gravity well of the moon. You do not want to park this inside the gravity well, because these ion thrusters won't be able to support the weight of this thing in a gravity well. Let's see, we'll go this way. Alright, so it's still going on. Our speed is going down, but those forward thrusters are not going to turn off because they're programmed to just stay on with the override. And until we destroy all of them completely and rebuild them, the computer will recognize it as the same block and continue to override. So we'll just have to completely destroy and then rebuild. And then we can just... I'm going to leave it at like 50 meters a second. And we'll just turn off those and turn off dampeners. Now notice I could leave my dampeners on and that'll kill the speed, and then we can actually zero out and we'll stop moving. So if it stresses you out with it moving, you can do that. But this only works if you group those forward thrusters and you turn them off. I'm going to go ahead and just turn those off and get going here, because it's going to take a while to travel 150 kilometers back. But this is a great find because there's a lot of resources at the beginning, so it makes it worth it. We'll go ahead and just go 74. Alright. For some reason, this one doesn't ever seem to spawn drones. I do have drones enabled, but this particular ship doesn't seem to ever spawn drones. I'm also not sure why this sensor is here other than for an alarm.
Inventory full.
Yeah, we just hit something. I think it was components smacking around that fell loose. I don't think it was just an asteroid or something, or else we'd be like decimated right now. Okay. And now we can just put our stuff in here. I'm gonna destroy this antenna on the front. And we're still auto-dampened, so we're not going to fly away. And these turrets won't shoot you. They're turned off, even though you don't control them.
Inventory full.
And we don't have that research yet. That's fine. We'll just put this stuff in the cargo container. And I hate these passage doorways because they're just a little... You have to go directly in or else you can't fit. Let's go ahead and destroy these. We are 140 kilometers away. So, yeah, so there was that components that smacked against the ship and made me think we crashed. It has a gravity generator. This has a lot of valuable resources in it. If we take a look here... it does have reactors on it, but usually they run out of uranium before you even have time to capture the ship. Yeah, so they're yellow. That means there's nothing in them. So there's no uranium on this ship, unfortunately. We could have used that to our advantage. So we'll grind all this down and hack it all, with the exception of the ion thrusters that
Low health.
you just are forced to rebuild because there's not a hack for thrusters. It comes with a lot of components right off the get-go. Alright, so we have all our cargo containers here. Hacked. Oops. Smacked into that. And what we can do is build a survival kit. This is a remote control block. This lets you access the ship remotely. So I can do inventory, remote access. And here's the ship here. But our antenna is down, so we can't do that just yet. We need to hack this beacon up here, which is protected by glass. It's because this room is actually under airlock. Or actually, let me go back up here. There's a access right here. This will let you get outside. Still 128 kilometers away. And I really don't need to completely rebuild that just yet. We need to get more advanced tools. I've been putting that off. Alright, so here's the beacon. And those turrets, again, they're not going to attack you. They're powered off from the button on the cockpit. We have to build the beacon before we can build the antenna.
Inventory full.
And now it's ours. How close are we? 123. You don't want to enter the gravity well of the moon. You do not have this technology yet. Okay, I'm confused because I thought all you needed was the beacon. Antenna. We need to build the beacon. I just hacked it and built it. What's the problem? Let's do this again.
Inventory full.
Bring it past the hack point, build it back up. Okay, we're just gonna have to destroy this. That's the thing about
Inventory
stealing
full.
pirate ships is they're broken sometimes and they don't cooperate.
Inventory full.
Even after you completely rebuild them. Because even though I brought this pack,
Inventory full.
God, that's annoying, past the inventory, or not the inventory, the hack point, it's still not officially mine because it's not giving me the progress unlock. Now I can add the beacon again. Or actually right click that so I can grab the components here. How close are we? 115. We got plenty of time. I'll actually speed up the ship to like 500 meters or so a second. When it comes time, and then we can just kill it and let it sit. The gravity well of the moon is pretty tiny. Okay. Now we can definitely rebuild this. Alright, now we can remotely control this ship. If I hit K.
Low health.
I know. Eh. Not entirely sure as to why. Maybe it still recognizes this as enemy. It does.
Energy low.
Okay, let me try this again. Okay, now it's green, now it's mine. Still can't take control of the ship. Is the antenna not actually mine and it's broken like always? And it says it's green, so it should be mine. I'll have to figure that out later. For now, I'm just gonna worry about parking this near the base, but not on it. Alright, let's just face here a bit. Turn the dampeners back on here. We'll get up to, say, 300 or 400 meters a second. Actually, way more than that. Because it's going to take a while to get back going just a couple hundred. Going to have to go like 1,000. But then I can just cut off the ion thrusters. And we can actually stop. You want to go pretty far off from the side of the moon because of the gravity well. This ship is actually pretty useless aside from just carrying stuff, because it doesn't really come with anything of real value other than the gravity generator that can be ground down for other components. Same with ion thrusters. I'm gonna ignore that ship Mayday over there. Gonna make sure we're not gonna crash. It has a decoy release system, which I find interesting. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Alright, we're getting pretty close now. This ship was not designed to run on just battery power. Alright, we're going to go ahead and kill that because it's going to take forever to slow down. And let's go get some more oxygen and power here. I do have a hydrogen bottle, and I think there's one inside this small cargo container as well. Yeah, so if I run low on hydrogen, I can use those bottles. I already have one on me, though. Just rest up here while we slowly wait for our thing here to slow down. If there was still some uranium on the ship, we would be able to slow down and not have to worry about running out of power. In real life, it would probably already be in the gravity well of the moon, being this close. Technically speaking, gravity is infinite, though. It just gets so weak it's not measurable when you get too far away. Alright, so this is going to take some time.